video. Why can't I get that? No, I'm gonna redo that. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Krissy with 2 sheep, 1 wheat, and today I have a review for you on a board game called Dune Imperium. If you missed my overview, I will link that up here. And if you want to watch more videos like that, don't forget to like and subscribe below. Let's get started. So a little bit about the game. It is a 1 to 4 player game. It is a deck building game, and it is also a worker placement game. You, playing the game, you are an agent from the Great House, and you are fighting in battles, and you are gaining political influence, and it is all for victory points. And that is what you need to win the game. The first person to 10 on the track record, that's what triggers the end of the game. That, or when you run out of the conflict deck, that's what triggers the end of the game. Now, at the end of the game, there are some extra ways to gain victory points, and that is one of the things that I like about this game. In the Intrigue deck, there are end game cards, and those get you extra victory points at the end. So if somebody is ahead of you and you are 1 or 2 points below them, you have a chance of potentially winning the game, taking it from the opponent. That sounds pretty good to me. So, for you to play, you get an agent card. Now these, I think there are 8 of them, they're all different, and you get 2 different special abilities on there. Now, one you get when you're playing your turn on your agent turn. You get that if you're able to take it. If you're able to take it, then you can take it, right? Now, another one that you can do is it's different ones on each card. So with those, you need your signet ring card, and that will give you the ability for that. Now, you're not cycling as many cards through this game, even though it is a deck building game, so you don't get the signet ring as often, maybe as I would like. But regardless, it still pops up every now and then, and it does come in handy. Now, it can be, what is this one? This one is gaining a spice. This one is also gaining a spice. Gain a card, a water, you get some money, and this one lets you buy a card for 1 less. So there are some benefits to it, which I do enjoy. One, that they're both different, and that they're all different on every single agent board, and that there's 2 different ways that you can get them. So I enjoyed that. And I also, my #1 favorite thing about a game is player cards. I love player aids. I love anything about them. I ask way too many questions. These help me out. I love these, and I'm very happy that they come with them. The only thing about these player aid cards is that they're on the back of your agent card. Now, I put all my resources, I put all my agents, I put all of my money that I collect on my card. So that's one thing that I don't like about it, is that it is behind it. So I'm always flipping my card, I'm always moving things. You'd think I would learn, and I would just leave everything on the table, but that's besides the point. Now, with you being able to gain resources from the player board, which are the leader cards, sorry, you can also gain things from the cards. Now, I feel like a little bit of a pattern here. 2 different ways on your agent card to get effects or resources, benefits of any kind. Now, the cards also work in a similar way. You have your agent turn, which you place the card down, you gain the benefits from it. Now, the second turn that you get is your reveal phase. Now, in the first phase, in your agent phase, you are able to place your agent on the board, and that is how you pay the cost to go. But in the reveal phase, once you have both of your agents out, and if you have the sword master out, that is the extra agents. Then you would have 3. So once you place all of your agents out on the deck or on the board, and you have no other moves to make. Then you can take your reveal phase, and that is where you can buy cards. That is where you can actually gain extra soldiers for your battles, and you get extra benefits as well. You can get an extra card, you can get money, you can get extra resources. So that definitely comes in handy. Now, talking about resources, one good thing that I like, they are wood. They are better than cardboard pop-outs, I would say. They don't necessarily match with what they are. Looking at them, maybe you would be able to tell that it was Solari, or not Solari, Spice, just because it's orange. And I'm pretty sure that you'd be able to figure out that water is water. But Solari is a currency, and it doesn't necessarily look like a token or anything. You wouldn't be able to tell what it is by looking at it. There's one downfall to this game, but luckily they're wood, which is, I like the fact that they're wood. Would it be better if they were metal coins? Sure. Who doesn't like metal coins? So playing, I've only ever played a 2-player game. Now, with playing a 2-player game, you need to play the House Haggle cards. Haggle, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But you play these, it's kind of like a robot taking the turn. Would I prefer just playing a 2-player game versus a 3-player game? Sure, since there are just 2 of us. But it's supposed to add a little bit more of a difficult time for you, since it is taking up resources, it is taking up spaces on the board. It's not my favorite part of the game. I can see why they added it in though. Now, one of my other not so favorite things about the game is the board. The board is a little bland. It's not the prettiest board. It's not the busiest board that I've played on. It does have a lot of colors on the board, but it's kind of darker shades of colors. I guess it helps you. It's not even like the cards are color coded with what you need to do, really. Some of them are color coded, like the Lance Rad Council up there. Those are color coded to the icons that you need to purchase, which is nice. But anything else really isn't color coded, especially for the factions influence track. You're not saying that you're going up in the Fremen, 1 point in Fremen, up there, up that. Oh, I'm gaining a victory point. I'm basically saying, I get to go up 1 blue or 2 purple, and that gets me a victory point. Stuff like that. It's not, I don't know. I feel like they could have done a little bit of a better job with the board. I don't think that every spot on the board had to be a different color. I feel like because they do have icons on them, that might have been suffice. And then they could have really added color to the empty spots on the board, maybe adding pictures and stuff like that. I feel like there could have been a little bit of improvement on that. But who knows? The movie isn't coming out for like another year, so maybe there will be a second season to it. Maybe. Fix everything that I don't like about it, but keep everything that I do like about it. So that is on the art of the board, but they did do a really good job on the cards. Every card is different. Really, all the artwork on the cards are different. The only ones that have the same artwork, I think, are the starter deck, the 10 cards that you start with. Everybody has those cards, but it would be the only type that you would have in your hand for that. There's obviously a lot of repeat icons and repeat benefits that are on the board, or on the cards, sorry. And the cards, they don't really shuffle around that much either, right? So whatever you end up with on it is fine. The artwork, though, is definitely a lot better on the cards than they are on the board. Now on to my next point for my reviews are the rule books. This is a pretty big rule book. It did come with a lot of information in there. There is a lot of information. I didn't really have to Google anything, which was really good. And it does have a lot of pictures, and it tells you exactly where everything needs to go. It does have a lot of information in here, and it even at the back, it gives some additional terms and some icon guides that you can look at. So I enjoyed the rule book. This one was good. What I didn't understand is the 2 extra sheets that it came with. I feel like they could have added it to the book, to the rule book, especially because they're the same size as it. Like, I get, I suppose, why they put them to the side or just not in the book because, well, one is board spaces, which I feel like could have been in there. But then the other one is the house haggle or house haggle cards for the solo and the 2-player game. I feel like it could have been in there. There's not much other information. It's not going to confuse everybody, or just make it one extra little book to put on it. But that's all right. It works. I guess you know exactly which sheet that you're going for whenever you do have a rule question. So it's not so bad. It could definitely be worse. I have a lot of games where their rule books, we have to Google. Like, there's literally no information in there. I won't name which one, but one does come to mind. And my next point for my review is box organizing. This doesn't come with any containers. It has 4 quadrants, and it's basically just everything shoved in bags. It's not just shoved in there all together and no organization, I guess. It is in quarters, which isn't terrible. There is one corner that is big enough for the player boards, for the agent cards, which is nice. At least those fit in there. Otherwise, they would just fit on the top because no other square in there fits in it. I'll throw a picture up for it so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. So it could definitely be worse, but it could definitely be a lot better too, especially because there are so many cards. They probably could have added even one tray, I would say, for all the cards, and then all of the other components just in dividers like that. But it definitely works. It definitely does, especially being in all bags. You kind of know where everything is, which is on the good side. Definitely could be worse. So I'll take that as a plus. So overall, I've played the game a couple of times, and again, only in the 2-player game. I did enjoy it. I definitely enjoy because my favorite game is deck building and my husband's favorite game is worker placement. And it combines both of them. And I'm really into space themes. And I actually watched the movie just before we got the game because I had never even heard of it. So playing it, after watching it, put an image in my head, and I knew who the people were. I knew the terms and I knew the currency and everything like that. So that helped too. So if you're struggling with this game, maybe watch the movie. And I'm very excited for the new movie to come out just to see how they kind of incorporated all of this into the game. But I would definitely recommend it. It was definitely a good game. The rule book is good so you can understand everything and just get playing. It is really fun. They could have did better on the artwork on the board, but I won't hold them to that. It is definitely a fun game. I would definitely recommend it. So if you want to play it, I suggest that you go out and buy it. And let me know in the comments below if you do have it and if you enjoy playing it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next video. Wait, what? What is happening? What is happening? I don't understand this.